Hi, welcome to NetSet OS. Today we will discuss covariance and correlation. Let's understand from the very base. If we take variance, what is variance? Variance is a measure of how much random variable deviates from its mean. If we come to its formula, it decides how far a set of numbers are spread out from their average values. Average value, it denotes mu x, which is mean. For example, suppose stock market has a return on average 7% every year. This does not mean every year you get 7% return. Some year more, some year less. So it has a spread. It can be in plus also, it can be in minus. So this is what? Variance. So when we have variance, variance is always related to one variable, where we have x as a random variable. Since it is for x random variable, I can expand it 1 upon n xi minus mu x, again xi minus mu x, as it is referenced with one variable. Now suppose we have x and y variable. So for x and y, I can write xi minus mu x, and for y, yi minus mu y. So this is covariance, where x and y varies about its mean. Here we get to the relationship, how they behave as a pair. So with this covariance, we got to know a relationship as a pair. So I can say for variance, it can be x comma x, as it is a relationship with itself. Now let's understand this with an example. So here we have taken years of experience as x random variable and salary as y variable. Here we want to know the relationship of years of experience with salary. As we usually say, as years of experience increases, our salary also increases. So for 1.1, it's 39,000, for 1.3, 40,000, for 1.5, still in hundreds, for 2 years, 43,000. So as years increases, our salary also increase. Here we will calculate covariance. For calculating covariance, we need to know actual data, the mean of data, similarly same with other variable, and then we need to multiply these two and divide it by our n. So for this I did the same. For years of experience, we have calculated mean. Let's write over here mean, which is 5.3. For salary, we have calculated its mean 76,000. Then we took actual data 1.1 minus the mean. Same we did with salary also, and then we multiplied both. After this, we got the sum as this data, and then we calculated covariance, sum divided by number of years we calculated. Now when we see covariance, it's about 73,545, which is positive. And if I draw this in graph, here we will have years of experience. Let's delete this. And on y-axis, we will have salary. So for 1 year, we are estimating this as 40,000. So I'll write here 40k, which is somewhat here. Then 1.3, 40,000. For 1.5, 40,000 again, then 43,000, 44, and somewhat we will get like this. And if I plot this, it's somewhat sticking around this single line. So when I see this line, it's a positive line. So I can say it is a positive trend line where we have covariance positive. Now let's see the other way. Here I have taken horsepower versus fuel, where horsepower as X and fuel as Y, where I did the same, and when I plot this graph, for horsepower 50 cc we needed 35 liter of fuel, or I can say for 50 cc Luna. Now if we come to 100 cc, even we are getting 150 cc scooties where we require 30 in average. For 150 it will be around 27. For 200 cc it can be for scooters or bikes 200, 250, 300. It will be around 22, 20, 18 and many such kind of plots. So here we are getting the line which is going downwards, which is showing negative trend. And if we also see in terms of statistics, we have horsepower, fuel. Here I have calculated its mean in terms of horsepower. For fuel it is 25.34, and then we have calculated actual minus mean. Same we did for fuel, and then we multiplied this X and Y variable, and after that we calculated its sum. After dividing the number of vehicles, here I have taken 6 data. So for this, if I divide minus 3000 upon 6, we can see the covariance is in negative. So till now we have seen positive trend, negative trend. Now what if we have X and Y and the data is quite scattered all over the place? This is X and this is Y. And what if this is X variable and this is Y, where the data is constant to Y and increasing for X random variable? And what if we have the data constant for X random variable? Here it is not following any kind of trend. So thirdly, we can say the covariance with no trend. So these are 3 kinds of trends: positive, negative and with no trend. So basically covariance gives the direction of how 2 variables are related to each other. When we comes to correlation, correlation refers to the extent to which 2 variables have a linear relationship with each other. We can refer it as covariance of X and Y with its standard deviation. Don't worry about the formula. I'll prove it with an example. And this data lies between -1 and 1. Let's understand this with an example. Here we have taken the height and weight. Height is as in inches, where we have calculated its mean, then the weight which is in pounds, and we have the mean of weight, and we have calculated the deviation around the mean, similarly for weight, and then we have multiplied both X and Y variable. This is our X and this is our Y. We have calculated the sum of all of this, and then for calculating variance we need to take the sum upon the total, which is 15. So we have divided here so that we can get covariance. And here we got the covariance as 78.33. Now what I did, I thought to take height in miles and weight in ton, so as to check whether I will have covariance same. Let's check it out. We did the same process. I calculated actual minus mean for height, for weight. But what can I see? The covariance is 0.000. And the same thing I did for height taken in millimeter, weight in grams. Here we got covariance are quite high. So here we can see, dealing with small number, the covariance giving the small value. And on the other hand, dealing with large numbers, it is giving large covariance. So can I say for small covariance, the relationship is weak, or for the large value of covariance, the relationship is strong? Is it? And that is the drawback of covariance. The relationship between height and weight should be same regardless of what unit we use. So here comes z-score. Z-score, you remember? We have discussed for z-score is equal to mu minus the actual value upon sigma, where sigma is standard deviation. So the same thing we will do over here. As z-score allows us to standardize. So what we will do, I have taken the same value. So here we will standardize the covariance value as we have the actual mean height. So I have copied here, and here I'll calculate sigma. I'll take the value, actual value minus mean, as its formula is xi minus mu square upon n and its square root. So the same thing I performed here. Till here we got actual value minus mean, and then we have squared the same value, and then we will calculate its sum, which is 188.4, and then we will divide it by 15, as 15 actual values we are taking over here. So we got 3.54 as our standard deviation. So as we have seen, for calculating z, we needed standard deviation, mean we already have, and actual value we already have. So we need to standardize this. The same thing we did for weight, which is in pound, and here we got its squared value, and with this we got the standard deviation for weight, which is sigma y, and this is sigma x. Here we had sigma x as 3.54, and for sigma y around 25.99. So here we have taken the actual data for height 72 minus its mean and divided by 3.54, which is our standard deviation. Same thing we did for all heights, and here for weight we took 185 minus its mean divided by its standard deviation. After that we multiplied mu x and mu y. So let's understand why we did all this. Till now we knew z is equal to mu minus x upon sigma. So for covariance, as it is between x and y, for z, x minus mu x upon sigma x. For y, we have y minus mu y upon sigma y. Now if I collaborate it, we will get covariance of x and y. As we have seen here, for xi and yi minus mu y, it is covariance of xy. So here I can write for both of them, and then overall I can write sigma x and sigma y, which is correlation of x and y. Hence we got the formula of correlation, which is based on standardizing covariance. So hope you are getting this point. Here I have calculated x minus mu x, and then I calculated for weight xy minus mu y upon sigma. So that we got the standardized variance. By multiplying this all, we got the sum, and this sum we have divided by 15. So that we got standardized variance, which is called correlation. And if you analyze these values, it is somewhat around -1 to 1. First is 1, 1, 0, 0. So we can say if values of correlation is close to 1 or -1, it indicates a strong linear relationship between x and y. And if it is closer to 0, the relationship between x and y will be weaker. So this is all about covariance and correlation. So please give a like to my video and don't forget to subscribe my channel. And if you find any problem in understanding this topic, let me know in the comment section below. And also do let me know about the video. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.